Alright, hey guys, so really quick, I'm just gonna teach you how to watch a VOD review and how to learn from it. Um, because it's really not just enough just to watch it and just, say, wow, that's cool. You can definitely learn from just one VOD. So the first thing I'd recommend is finding a player you like or a team you like. So I personally am a fan of Jae Hong, who plays for Lunatic High. So I'm gonna say Lunatic High VODs. Okay. Videos. Alright, let's see if there are any interesting ones here. I don't really want to see anything Lunatic High versus an American team. I want to see here we go.
Energy that Lunatic High has.
So all I did was I knew what I wanted to watch. Basically, I knew I wanted to watch Lunatic High versus another Korean team, and not LW Blue because I don't like LW
Has
Blue.
had behind them ever since their really impressive run in APAC, their success, of course.
So the first thing, let me get my pen tool up real quick. I think it's under here. Yeah. Alright. So the first thing you always want to look at is the compositions. So one of the reasons I chose, I guess, I was going to choose Lunatic High hoping they'd run this comp here, but it just works out that Conbox decides to run it. So it's really important to keep an eye on Conbox Spirit right now because they run our comp with the double DPS here. Winston Diva and Zenyatta Lucio. This is our comp, and let's just try and figure out what's the strategy behind Lunatic High's comp, because we already kind of know this is just a full in, all out dive. The synergy here lies right here. Synergy also lies in Winston Zen, and these guys have a little bit of weak synergy, I'd say. But obviously they're all high mobility dive heroes, so they all synergize, and then Zen synergize with the rest of them because of the Discord Orb. But over here, the only difference is Ryu Jae Hong is on the Ana, and Eska is on Soldier. So if I was to predict anything, I would think that since these guys cannot dive, they're all by themselves. So maybe these two will be secluded in the back of the point. This looks like Ilios. So they'll be secluded towards the back and they'll keep each other alive for the most part from dive. Because Soldier has his biotic field and Ana has her nade, so together they can protect each other and just put down some heavy damage from range. But yeah, that's what I get from these first opening comps.
Youngie, but
Trying to get
this team is
quality.
really solid. If they could pull it together here with the fans behind them, would continue their run and have the Luxury Watch Blue match coming up. Guido is going to be on the Tracer this time as Eska's
Alright, so
on his...
both teams decided to approach from the Lighthouse side. So if you just look at, let's just say I am a Winston player. I want to know, how do I attack on Ilios with Winston? So we have our Miro, the noted like one of the best Winstons. He decides that he thinks it's best for him to jump up behind the lighthouse. So against this specific comp, I guess he doesn't know the comp yet, so he decides that he's going to jump up behind the lighthouse, and I guess we'll see. We'll look at just Winston and we'll see how he benefits from his position now.
More normal Soldier for the map here. An Architect is going to be the Genji player for Combox Spirit, of course, with Asher on.
So the first thing I notice is that I see a Diva, I see a Soldier, and I think that's Ryu Jae Hong in the back. And we already know that Miro's over here, so it looks like they're going to try and create a pincer from they'll have Diva on the left and Winston and Tracer on the right. Because if we went back here, I did see I did see Guido running around there. Um, so it looks like they're gonna try and create a pincer with Tracer and Winston on the left and the rest of the team on the right.
Continue their run.
Looks like
Have
that's
the
Lunatic
Luxury
High's
Watch
opening
Blue match
strategy
coming
so
up.
far.
Guido is going to be on the Tracer this time as Eska's on his more normal soldier for the map here. And Architect is going to be the Genji player for Combox Spirit, of course, with Asher on the Tracer. So standard dive, basically exactly what you would expect from Combox Spirit.
Gamsu's just pushing right in here. Look at that ult percentage coming up.
Okay, so here's something I noticed. So even though we saw Winston on the right, all of a sudden Miro
Spirit,
just
of
jumps
course,
in.
with Asher on the Tracer. So standard dive, basically exactly what you would
So
expect from Combox
where does
Spirit.
Gamsu's
Miro
just pushing right in here. Look at that ult
okay,
percentage.
Miro just lands. So what I guarantee just happened here was, I'm assuming, I bet Toby is their shot caller, their Lucio player. So what happens here is they notice that Winston and Tracer are out of position, right? Or out of position compared to them. It's just 2v1, 2, 3, 4. So I bet what happened here is Toby calls out, hey guys, focus the Winston right here. Focus Gamsu. So you see, even though Miro
Exactly what you
was planning his flank all the way on the other side, they called they wanted to kill Gamsu right now.
would
And
expect
I
from
think they
Combat
almost
Spirit.
did.
Gamsu's just pushing right in here.
'Cause-
Look at that ult percentage coming up as he just saps multiple.
Yeah, because you see Miro jumps in, he tries to get him. Let's see, Gamsu didn't go that low, so they decided to stop going for Gamsu. So, assuming Toby said, all right, let's switch targets. And then you see
Remember-
Miro is jumping back, I think. I think we saw him there.
on the Tracer. So standard dive, basically exactly what you would expect from Combox Spirit.
Gamsu's just pushing right in here. Look at that
So
ult
Miro
percentage
jumps
coming
in.
up as he just saps.
Yep, and we see Miro right here. It's kind of hard to see, but here comes Miro. He's jumping back to his position over there. So far it looks like Miro's strategy is to stay up here on the high ground in the lighthouse. As soon as Toby down here calls that he wants to dive somebody, Miro uses his jump to jump in and get on them, and as soon as he's done with that target, he jumps out.
Multiple members of Lunatic High building up towards that Primal Rage very swiftly.
And then so Lunatic High's strategies have most of their team centered back here, behind whatever you call this area, and then have Miro at the off angle over there. So that's what Lunatic High is trying to do.
Point
see how
unlocks,
well-
cap initially being taken here by Lunatic High with very little contest. They might actually just find this one. Eska getting jumped on, drops down the biotic field to keep himself alive as Gamsu's just trying to disrupt in the back line. Gamsu around the back, but might have been on more than he can shoot. He will go down.
Almost had the Primal Rage there, so he built that ult much faster than Miro, but pays for it with his life. And Combox Spirit will, of course, pay for this with the first cap going down to Lunatic High. So
Okay, so it looks like what Conbox Spirit tried to do is, if we just go back a little bit,
Trying to disrupt in the back line
even before
here
this.
by Lunatic High with very little contest. They might actually just find this one. Eska getting jumped.
So here we go. This is a Conbox Spirit. They really did they kind of underestimated how OP Ryu Jae-hong is, because I think he saw this coming. So you can notice that right now Eska got the heal boost right here from Ana, which is probably what managed to keep him alive here. So just a few seconds ago, they decided they wanted to get rid of Eska. So what they did was they
Initially being taken here by Lunatic High.
here you go. So you can start to hear Winston's gonna jump on Eska. So they called, all right guys, let's get Eska.
With
He's
very
over
little
there. Winston's on him right now. Here is Gamsu. And then
contest.
in a
They
few
might actually
seconds,
just find
look at this, and then
this one. Eska getting
D-Matrix is
jumped.
coming in right now. So the D-Matrix over Eska was supposed to both help Gamsu stay alive, but it was also supposed to block this bio nade, but unfortunately it was just a mistimed D-Matrix. So that's probably what lost them this, but so if they didn't get that heal boost, they might have been able to kill
Drops down
Eska.
the biotic field.
Because now, as you can see, like the Lucio heal boost is able to heal him all the way back up to full, so.
Himself alive as Gamsu's just trying to disrupt in the back line. Gamsu
Gamsu
around the back, but might have been on more than he can shoot.
And so it wasn't a bad attempt, but that was their strategy. You can see how they try to do that.
He will go down.
almost
then
had the
From
Primal
there, Gamsu was just out of position because of that because they didn't manage to kill Eska, so Eska was able to go back and get him.
Rage there, so he built that ult much faster than Miro, but pays for it with his life. And Combox Spirit will, of course, pay for this with the first cap going down to Lunatic High. So first cap's obviously so important, even if you have the ult advantage temporarily. There's so many different tools you can use to buy time to secure the point, build up a larger ult economy to take it. So nice start here for Lunatic High. Gamsu, we've seen him on this map many times with Ana, actually. Twilight on the Ana to actually use that nano boost, even without the Primal Rage to secure this point. But Twilight's going to be playing this time on the Zenyatta, so not going to see that same really tough Winston dive with the nano support.
I mean, he's showing a lot of respect to Miro. Once able to pop the Discord orb on him. Speaking of popping something, the Primal Rage
so
comes through here from Gamsu, and he has just got Eska stuck in a corner. But Eska still has not died. Nano boost comes through to try to keep him alive. They might have just done it. No, the last hit.
That was so well done. So what happened here was, first of all, they decided that Eska needs to die. Look at him. He's put in so much work. He has 93% of his ult before nano boost is up, before I guess Toby's doing a better job, but before we even have a pulse bomb, he almost has his ult. So Eska's going off, and they know Eska's a great player. They probably did their research, so
see that same really
they're going to take out
Winston
Eska.
dive with the nano support.
I mean,
So immediately, I did see a little glimmer of D-Matrix here, I think.
On the Zenyatta, so not going to see that same really tough Winston dive with the nano support.
Yep, so I think I see a D-Matrix coming in from over here, but I'm not sure. It's only this camera work is horrible. But I think we have a D-Matrix over Gamsu right now.
I mean, he's showing a lot of respect to Miro. Once able to pop the Discord orb on him.
So he decides that it's worth using his entire Winston ult to take out Eska. Maybe because he knows he has ult. Obviously he doesn't have this screen up here, so he doesn't know. But he knows he did really well last fight. Maybe he knows he has ult. So they decide that they're going to try and 1-for-1.
Something, the Primal Rage comes through here from Gamsu, and he has just got Eska stuck in a corner. But Eska still has not died. Nano boost comes through.
So D.Va's in I saw the D.Va D-Matrix in here. It's yep, D.Va's right here. So D.Va, once Eska was in the doorway, there was a D-Matrix. But not much support for Gamsu here. They're leaving him to his own.
Trying to keep him alive. They might have just done it. No, the last hit will come through, and Gamsu follows up for the double kill. Toby goes down as well, so both supports dead. On the side of Lunatic High as Conbox tries to clean up.
So basically, just the takeaway there is how did Gamsu manage to kill their target, or how did Conbox manage to kill their target? All they did was they initially jumped, they put some pressure on the supports to force them to back up. They saw that Eska went a different way. He went into the room, while the rest of the team just kind of backed up closer to the wall. So he just used his ult to separate Eska from the rest of his team and managed to get him.
Flip on the point hasn't come through yet. Will now be finding it. Just shy of 50% is Lunatic High.
Gonna see the D.Va resets here in the pit.
Another thing to notice really quick, just for our D.Va players out there, the friendly D.Va jumps off the map so we can get his mech back. That's a great idea.
Just jumping in.
Yeah. No, it's not a happy place down there, but you get your mech back. So
for control point, that's
a win here for Combox Spirit now.
Alright, if we look at how they're starting to set up, looks like they're gonna have Eska chilling up here, Jaehong behind him. We're gonna probably see another Miro Lighthouse play. It seems like their normal strat. So let's see how this.
They have really similar ults, obviously, to their opponents, but it's Gamsu who's doing the heavy lifting, as we see him do so many times on this map. Even before Winston was the go-to hero, when Reinhardt was more meta, we still saw Gamsu come to this map and go to town.
Alright, so we just saw, right here, we saw Miro making his engagement. Let's see if we can find it there.
Lunatic High.
Gonna see the D.Va resets here in the pit.
Just jumping in.
Yeah. No, it's not a happy place down there, but you get your mech back. So a win here for Combox Spirit now. They have really similar ults, obviously, to their opponents, but it's Gamsu who's doing the heavy lifting, as we see him do so many times on this map. Even before Winston was the go-to hero, when Reinhardt.
Alright, Miro's making his way through the lighthouse. Somebody has probably called out that Zen and Lucio are right here. So probably Eska, actually. So Eska's up on the high ground. He sees Hey. And it looks like, or even it might be Ryo Jaehong, because here's his shot right here. So Jaehong's like, guys, you know, we need the Lucio and the Zen are isolated in the back. So you can see how we can take this in a. I'm pretty sure there's a slow mode on YouTube, isn't there?
Hart was more meta. We still saw Gum.
Let's take a look. Yeah, here we go.
To come to this map
So let's see.
and go to.
Alright, so we just see all we get to see because of this terrible camera work. I don't know why they're watching a Genji sliding around on a roof, but we saw that Winston decided that he was going to jump in there on those two supports. We can assume that he landed near or on them and is going to pressure them.
How?
Let's see how the rest of this fight goes. See, we have. So I noticed that Eska is no longer up here, and I'm trying to figure out where Eska is.
Okay, we're gonna see our.
Looks like their Genji player is going to potentially D-blade these two supports.
Architect finds a dive here into the support. Soundbear is gonna protect him. He has.
And I love this right here. This is how support should be playing. Look at how Ryu Jae-hong and Toby are working together. Right now, you can see that Lucio is heal boosted with all these extra pluses around. This particle effects show that Lucio's heal boosting. So while who's our Genji player? Architect. While Architect is trying to dive the two supports, they're gonna do their best to protect each other. I assume Toby is going to be booping.
The Dragon Blades won't necessarily need it here, though.
It has not used it yet.
Alright, what else happens? So we have Miro. Who is he pushing back?
Map.
So after Miro jumps in. So Miro right now is back there. Let's see. There's Eska right there.
Okay, we're gonna see our doing the heavy
Eska
lifting, as we see him do so many times on this map. Even before Winston was the go-to hero, when Reinhardt was more meta, we still saw Gamsu come to this map and go to
Miro
town.
jumps in. There's Eska right here. Eska is right here. And remember, although Miro does obviously want supports, being Winston, Miro also really wants to kill Eska, as we saw in that first fight. So Miro, or in that retake. So, or no, wait, hang on. I got my players confused. We have Miro. Miro is going to come back and protect Eska from probably either Devo or Asher, probably is what it looks like. So, sorry about that. So Eska's back there, and Miro is going to ult to jump back and help protect from either Diva or Tracer.
Okay, we're gonna see Architect.
So here we have our supports protecting each other.
Here into the support. Soundbear is.
We have a sound barrier coming out. And then Miro ults in response.
Just gonna protect him. He has the Dragon Blades. Won't necessarily need it here, though.
It has.
Okay, so what's happening? So we have. So look, Eska is getting pretty low. Right. So Eska's on one bar, and here is the Diva player, Sleepy Bear, and Eska is like right behind here. So Miro ults in order to try and get these guys away from Eska, because remember, Gamsu was the one who ulted Eska into the corner, and Sleepy Bear tried to D-Matrix over him. So it looks like that's their strat, is to have Miro come back and knock everybody away from Eska. It's an interesting play, definitely.
It's not used it yet. We'll go ahead.
So it wasn't successful because Eska dies. But that was Miro's thought process in that ult there.
Forward, Eska goes down.
Put it back into full speed here.
Pick off there by Sleepy Bear. Miro popping that Primal Rage. You've seen how much work he's been able to do on this map in the past, but falls way too low, and Architect is there to clean up the kill. And Konbok Spirit going to be holding on, tying the percentage here at 46, and advancing beyond Lunatic High. Self-destruct thrown out there by Zumba, not going to find anything for his trouble. Will be able to re-enter unhindered.
Right.
Flip still has not come through.
So Asher, one of these players, sorry, not Asher, Architect, one of these players, hold that thought. Here comes Attack Visor. Eska finds the DMAC'd Diva, but isn't going to be able to find anything else with this one, unfortunately. Yep. So big commitment of resources there.
Pulse Bomb comes out, finds a stick here on Oborochi. Meanwhile, Asher takes care of Ryu Jae-hong. There's just going to be an exchange of the supports here, back and forth. Lunatic High looking for that retake, nearly have it. Will be.
So like what this fight is trying to tell me that how these guys play is they go back and forth, back and forth. So they how they do it is they put pressure, you know, they go, they try and kill supports, and then as soon as the other team tries to respond, the Diva and the Winston are now back. So you saw, you know, we saw Miro, he jumps up, he puts pressure on the supports. Okay, then they counter dive to get on Eska, the soldier player who's back here. So then Miro does the exact opposite and comes without, he didn't kill either support. I think he forced out the Zen ult, though. And then Miro jumps back to help save the soldier. So how they do is they just bounce back and forth, until the fight is over, is how I'm seeing it here.
Be able to get it. Nobody able to tag into the point and delay it long enough, but 75% accrued there for Conbox, so a very nice hold by them. Still have the Dragon Blade, and there's no Zenyatta on the side of Lunatic High to deny that damage from coming through.
Can feel the focus here from Lunatic High.
So the win condition here seems like whoever's pressure is more successful, and then is able to come back and deny the enemy's pressure after they're done with theirs, is who is able to take the point. So that seems like the win condition here.
High, Eska very much calm there, just even standing still for a moment as he gets his kind of ideas about where people are moving, looking to target down Architect. Nearly gets the pick there.
He goes dangerously though, has been kite out of there to get himself back to safety. Meanwhile, Gamsu goes in, Sleep Dart connects in onto him, he goes low, and the Helix Rockets finish him off. Eska, nice accuracy coming through, follows up for the kill in onto Architect as he flips over to the side, catches him from behind, and that is going to be a massive delay here for Lunatic High as they approach overtime, 82%.
And that's the Eska play.
So let's, maybe we can figure out what happened here, because this was, most people say this is really poor. So what I think was the problem is this Diva player was not paying attention, or was not doing their job. So we're gonna see
Architect
Guido
gets
jump
the
in
pick
here
there.
in a second.
Dangerously.
Gamsu's gonna jump in, the Winston player.
So has been kite out of there.
He's going to jump in. He gets slept, unfortunately, for him, because Jaehong's just a god like that.
Go back to
So
safety.
he gets
Meanwhile,
slept.
Gamsu goes in.
But what we need is this
And
D
Sleep Dart
matrix right here. This D matrix can save Gamsu, but I don't see where he goes. I think, is that him right here? I think our Diva player might be over here, but he needs to be pushing this way with Gamsu so we can help him get out. So that was some poorly executed Winston Diva combination there, is what I think. Because Lunatic, it makes sense if Lunatic High was jumping their supports, that Sleepy, whatever it is, Sleepy Bear, I think, would be back there supporting the supports and just kind of protecting them. But since Lunatic High hasn't dove yet, it's okay for him to come up here and help Gamsu out. So I think that was just a bit of a misplay, because Lunatic High just decided to kind of turtle in there a little bit, because I see our Zen player right here, he's perfectly fine. Maybe he's protecting the Lucio, but Lucio doesn't really need that much protection. Neither does Tracer or Genji, so...
Connects in onto him, he goes low,
so
and the Helix Rockets finish him off. Eska, nice accuracy coming through,
I
follows
don't
up for the kill in onto Architect as he flips over to the side, catches him from behind, and that is going to be a massive delay here for Lunatic High as they approach overtime, 82%.
And that's the Eska play that gets the big cheers. That's why in the highlight clips he was the loudest one. Having that more consistent would be so amazing for Lunatic High, but they get it where it matters here on this first point.
Alright, so this is going to be really big here, because this is their final retake, and we're going to get to see their strategy from start to finish here.
The Vilios,
So
only the...
I'm only going to commentate this one last round, but it's just because you guys get the idea of how I'm kind of reviewing this and learning from it.
Dragon Blade here. They're going to have the Transcendence in just a second.
So it looks like, so how, I don't really understand, like, why Miro is here. Maybe he was supposed to be hidden for longer. I'd previously thought about, I'm sure Miro has a reason for it. I'm not saying he's wrong, but I'd envisioned Miro being up here. It's just interesting that Miro is going to be hiding in here. I'm assuming he has his jump, so as soon as he's ready, he can jump back to Jaehong for some healing. But it's just interesting that I find Miro.
Combox looking for this. See if they dive in. Looking for the pick on the Winston first.
Yeah, they're trying to knock down Miro, maybe even force out the Primal Rage, which is
So he had Primal Rage, that's why
exactly
he
what's
was
going to
being
happen.
so
Discord
aggressive.
Orb is still on him, and now overtime actually ticking in. Somebody's got to
Nobody is
tag onto the point. Somebody jumps in,
Eska right
finally gets it, and the Transcendence will come through as Twilight escorts his team in onto this point.
Here's the
trying to
Dragon
get
Blade.
Our connector draws it out. The sound barrier immediately comes down. He's still slicing his way through, but he just can't get to the real meat of their HP, and he's going to go down. The tag visor from Eska on the backside of the fight comes up with a kill. He'll be drawing the full attention of Gamsu here with the Primal Rage, and will just be running back to keep himself safe now. Tag-ins onto the point, just trying to extend it, but nobody's there to follow up. Way too deep on the...
So yeah, that was just another misplay by them. The one fight, just think about it. The one fight that Conbox Spirit won was when they were able to single out and kill Eska. That's pretty much it. So they were unable to do that at the end. Although Lunatic High did have the ult advantage, I'd say, because they had actually because they had the attack visor and they had this two very powerful ults. So. And they could have used that. So that's maybe why they won, but Conbox failed to deal with Eska, even though I'm sure they knew he had Attack Visor by then. He'd only used it once before, so yeah, that's how I learned from VOD. I would have gone. Obviously, I wouldn't take the time to say all this and try to explain myself. Like you can understand your own thoughts, so it's not going to take nearly as long as I took, but because I was only 4 minutes of footage, but I probably extended it out to like half an hour or so. But if you're just really thinking about why each person does things and why the game works as it does, you can really learn from these VODs instead of just watching the flashy Genji and Soldier plays. So yeah, that's how I review VODs.